everybody, it's Sarah here and I'm very excited to share with you my planner setup for 2017. Back this time last year I promised a video particularly sharing how I keep track of all my swaps, but I didn't get to it. I didn't end up using my planner much last year. I was very unorganized, but here I am this year and I'm much more organized, and I really want to share with you how I'm going to be using my different planners this year. So I'm going to have two videos. The second video will be an unboxing. The first video, which is this one, will be sharing my different Kikki.K planners and the system I've decided to use this year as a sort of home family planner. The second unboxing video, I will share how I'm going to use that as a personal university style planner. So, my love with Kikki.K started in 2015 with this diary. I live in a small rural town. We don't have a stationery store. We don't even have a craft store anymore. So options for planners and things are very limited. So when I traveled into the city in 2015 and found Kikki.K, I fell in love. So I bought this diary, which I still had around for some reason, so I thought it was good to share with you for comparison. So this is an A5, it's the lavender color. You open it up and it's a vertical system. I have learned through the last month, I love a vertical system. That's not what I'll be using this year because I didn't really think that through with the planners that I've bought, which are both horizontal. However, you know what? I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna learn to love it, but for future reference, I like a vertical layout. I really loved this. I color coordinate things, so this was my final year of my bachelor, so I had my class schedule written in. I used the notes section to keep track of my weekly to-do list for uni, and then, you know, I just had, you know, other dates. This is when I saw Postmodern Jukebox, that was nice. Conferences that were on, you know, different things. I really loved this. It really worked for me. To keep track of my swaps in this, I would washi tape when I had a swap due, and then in the notes I would put a little thing with what date the swap was due, what the name was, and a little checkbox. I then online had on my computer I kept track of a more extensive list when I'd sent out dates like that, things like that, just on a document on my computer. And I found that this system worked really well for me. Some weeks were busier than others, as you can see, but I did really love this. At the back it has a note section where I would keep track of things I needed to catch up on because I got a little bit behind in uni in my final year with different things going on. I had textbook lists. I didn't really use this back section much. It did have expenses, addresses, etc., but I sort of had a separate address book. I didn't really use expenses. I was still living at home at this stage. You know, a nice pocket at the back. It was a good system. I liked this. However, when I got into 2016, I decided I wanted to jump on the planner craze. I'd seen lots of videos. I loved the idea. And I thought it was something that would really work for me. So I went to Kikki.K and I decided to look at planners, and I bought this. I had a lot of trouble choosing this because the planners at Kikki.K come in two sizes. This is a medium and you can get the large, which I'll show you in a minute because yes, I ended up buying one of those. Size comparison, it is smaller than the A5. The reason I chose this one is because the large one is huge and I wanted something that I could toss in my bag when I was going to meetings, you know, take to class at uni, etc, etc. So I bought this small one. Turns out I didn't like it. I love this planner. It's yellow and it's leather and it's textured and it's lovely, but I didn't like it. I actually found that this was harder to fit in my bag than this was because even though it's smaller this way, it's so thick. in comparison. This would fit nicely behind a few books with my lunch if I was at uni, etc. This isn't. It takes up so much space. But although it takes up so much space, it's quite small inside. So the pages are, you know, sort of this big in comparison to the A5 page. It's much less room. So I used it from about January to May. You know, I had things in here. There's whole weeks that I didn't use it at all. Actually, it makes sense while I'm not using it there because that was my honeymoon. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, there was a lot of time I didn't use it. I did try and decorate things. I've turned out I'm not that kind of person. Although I love creating things and I love creating pretty things, a planner somewhere that I keep organized, and if something comes pretty, that's great, but I'm not going to spend the time to make it pretty. This just took me so long just to stick a couple of Project Life cards and some flowers down, and I don't even think it's that nice. So, you know, I did that. It has a to-do list in the front, which I did use a little bit. Meeting section I didn't use. I had these swaps, which isn't even in the right section. It was all just not enough space for me to do what I wanted to do with it. So I got married in April, and my wonderful husband Shannon said, you know what, you're not liking this, you're not using it. Let's buy a big one and we can use it at home, and if you decide that you want to use it for uni, we can organise that next year. This was last year that he said this. So we bought this one. Like I said, it's huge. I can just get it on camera. And yeah, it's much smaller than the A5. Sorry, much larger than the A5. And this one's obviously smaller. So they're the different sizes. But we bought this. I didn't use this much last year. I like the cover. It's, you know, it was the nicest one that was out at the time. We bought sort of in May last year, so it was sort of out of season. I would have preferred probably something a little bit different, but this one's nice. Again, textured leather, really wonderfully made. Love the actual album. Didn't like how it came. So it comes with all this stuff I'm never going to use. Hang on, I'll just show you these things and then I'll share the planner setup. So for some reason, the way we bought it, I ended up with 2 spare divider tabs, and that's how they come. This type of planner comes with a perpetual calendar that's undated, that's monthly, meetings to do, and then a whole bunch of blank tabs. I have 2 spare ones of these. I don't even know if I'm going to use them or not. I've sort of kept them. I've got so much stuff here. So this is the perpetual calendar that came with it last year. I don't really use monthly calendars anyway, so this year we bought a different insert, like a dated calendar insert for it, and it came with these monthly pages, and I took them out because I don't really use them. After I had bought a new calendar for this year, I forgot that because we bought it in May, it was an 18-month. Oh, sorry, it was a 12-month calendar that went through to this year. So I have these pages from January this year, 2017, through to September. Like, if anyone's interested in these, I can probably send them to you. I'm not probably going to use them. You get meeting notes. What am I ever going to do with that? I have no idea. You get to-dos, and you get these blank ones that sort of say subject and that at the top. I have ended up using these ones this year, and I will share that with you. But yes, I didn't use it much last year. When we talked about using it this year, we decided to use this Kikki.K planner as a family home planner, which I like. And my husband bought for me this Kaisercraft planner to use as my personal planner and as I'm going back to uni this year. So my next video will be an unboxing of this. If you're interested, stick around and I will share this with you.